I got that callous.
What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotics, bringing you our Week 9 battle for the ICBA. Today we're facing off against Paper, coach of the Silesian Sceptiles. If you guys missed the team builder that went up yesterday, you guys can go in the description and check it out right there. There's a link to it there, as well as a playlist for the rest of the ICBA season, and of course the link to the website for the ICBA. If you guys want to check out the standings, the kill leaders, all that kind of stuff, best place to go is that website. Anyways, let's kind of hop in and get right into it. You guys should know what I brought if you guys saw the video on my oh my god, on my, what is it called, team builder that went up yesterday. So here we go. Anyways, based on the team that he brought, I felt like my best lead was going to be my Curum. It kind of beat everything he brought except for the Heat Ran, so I felt like it was a really good bring to lead with that. So he is going to lead off here with Castiel, which is his Mega Absol, and I can just kind of fire off an Ice Beam right away. If I had the Earth Power, this is where I would definitely 100% predict it, but I just can't. And he actually switched out here, which tells me he probably fears that I'm Scarfed and he doesn't want to take damage, which makes a lot of sense. So I'm just going to fire off an Ice Beam here, and because I won't be taking any damage, I'll be able to just switch out and kind of preserve the thought in his mind that I actually am Scarfed. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to switch out now and go straight into my Ditto here because just in case he wants to go for a fire move, I can also scout his moveset and figure out what he has and see maybe if he doesn't have a fire move, I can set up on it with my Scolipede. That might be a possible plan. So I think that's kind of what my play is. And he actually ends up setting Stealth Rocks. And now based on this, I find out that his moveset is Earth Power, Magma Storm, Stealth Rocks, and Toxic. So I fire off a Toxic here predicting the switch out, but he actually just stays in and goes for Earth Power, and that is horrible because I almost lose my Ditto here. He brings it down all the way down to 27%. That's really rough here. So I'm going to switch out now, and I'm going to go into my Scrappy here, my Conkeldurr, because I can live the Earth Power that comes out against me. But so Earth Power is going to come out one more time, and you're going to see here, it does a clean bit of damage to me. That's not bad, but I am a very specially defensive and defensive Conkeldurr, so it kind of makes sense that it wouldn't do too much. So at this point, I'm pretty much sure that he is a non-offensive Heat Ran, and I'm just going to go for the Drain Punch here. I should have gone for the bulk up there, but I went for the Drain Punch instead. And you're going to see this does a decent chunk of damage to the Rotom. It's going to gain me back a little bit of HP, which is very nice here. And now I'm kind of worried he's going to go for the Volt Switch, but I think I have to go for the Drain Punch here 100%. I want to go for the Bulk Up, but it's not my best play just in case he goes into something that can OHKO me, like the Landorus, like the, well, not the Heatran, but like the Mega Medicham. But so he's going to go for the Volt Switch here. Really hoped he would go for the Will-O-Wisp, but I say I'm Guts, but that's okay. He goes to Earth Shaker here, which is his Landorus, and I'm like, damn, that's a good play because I didn't think Ice Punch was a safe play there, so I Drain Punch and I get back very little health. And at this point here, his Landorus is a very, very scary mon against me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to switch out again right into my Ditto. It's either going to be a sack and give me information, or I'll outspeed him because he goes for the Earth Power. And Earth Power is the only thing he can do that can take me out, other than like a Z Focus Blast or something like that, or like but he doesn't have Z moves. So yeah, like a Focus Blast could take me out if I was in my Conkeldurr. You get the point. There's very little that could take me out. But he's going to go with the Earth Power here, and we actually are immune to that, obviously. And he has U-Turn, Knockoff, Earth Power, and Focus Blast. That's what he had in the set. And I want to go for the U-Turn here, but I actually went for the Knockoff, predicting the incoming Heat Ran just to be safe, because I want to make sure that I could get rid of that thing's item, potentially a Sucker Berry, potentially a Chople Berry. So that was kind of my play there, but he just goes into his Bulu here, and I have to now switch out into something else to take the hit, and I go into AJ here, and I went to AJ predicting him to go for the Horn Leech, but I believe he actually is just going to pull a double, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, he pulls a double and he goes into his Castiel, and I would love to stay and attack this thing, but I don't live in knockoff from here guaranteed, especially if he's adamant. Actually, from here I live if he's Jolly, but I don't if he's adamant, so I can't risk it. So I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to go into my Ditto here, and I'm just going to sack it off to the Stealth Rocks basically. And the reason I do that is because this thing is basically just claims a kill against me, and I can't have that. So he's actually going to then do something really weird. He's going to pull a double himself, and he goes into Peeves. So this shows me basically his Rotom is his switching to my Scolipede. And that's good knowledge to know. That way I'll be able to kind of play around that a bit in the future. But I send in Scrappy here. And the reason I do that is because, again, I can just go for the Drain Punch again, get back some HP. He's going to go for the Volt Switch, but I need to go for the Drain Punch. And he shouldn't be going into his Landorus, just in case I do predict and go for the Ice Punch. He already showed me that's his switch in once, so I'm not going to let him do that again. But I do go for the Drain Punch here. And we're going to see this does a very tiny little bit of damage to the Tapu Bulu. Very few points of health are taken from him, but enough because we are going to be gaining back a lot of HP with the Drain Punch, with Leftovers, and with grassy terrain. The grassy terrain, actually, guys, it made this battle with the recording of this game so much longer than it should have been. Like, oh my god. So we are currently at 103 points of health. I'm gonna go for the ice punch here. I don't think anything he can kill us, but I assumed he was a like not defensive, yeah, defensive Bulu, but he actually goes for the Zen headbutt, and we live on 9. So I don't know if that was a roll or not. I didn't bother calculating it, but ice punch comes out and we freeze him. So yeah, the hacks begins. So we actually got a freeze on him here, and I'm like, all right, well, he's gonna preserve this thing. Terrain is really important for his team, basically, because he needs that Bulu healthy, and having it be less weak to the ground moves is really important. So I'm gonna go for the Drain Punch here, predicting the switch. But no, he stays in, and he gets frozen again. So that's one turn that he's frozen. Drain Punch comes out, we get back a decent chunk of HP here. We're gonna get back some leftovers health, and basically he needs to hope he thaws out here if he's gonna sack off his Bulu, because this thing is actually pretty important. Terrain itself is just really good for him, really useful for him. It provides him with really good recovery for his team and for kind of limiting what I can do. But he gets frozen again, so I'm really sorry, Paper. It was a very, very lucky few turns there for me, and it really sucks. So I do get back up to a respectable amount of HP at 75. We still die to a lot of other things, but depending on what he goes into, I can decide to stay in and go for an attack. So he's actually going to go into Earthshaker here, and I have no switch into this now that my Ditto's gone, so I'm just going to stay in, sack off my Conkeldurr, and go for the Ice Punch just in case he wants, or the Drain Punch just in case he wants to U-turn out. But he's going to go with the Earth Power here. That's a guaranteed KO on me. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me any information whether he's Scarfed or Life Orb or not. So I go into TKO here, and I'm going to pause it because it's a very, very difficult decision I have to make. So if he is Scarfed, then I have to go with the Ice Beam. If he is Life Orb, he'll kill me. So I do want to switch out. That's like #1 opportunity, because I want to set up a Dark Pulse, but I don't know if he's going to be going into his Heatran. I don't know if he's going to be going into his Rotom, but basically both of those resist the Ice Beam. One of them 4 times resisted, so I don't know if I should be going for that, but I'm just going to fire off the Ice Beam here. This thing is the biggest threat on his team to me right now, so I have to fire off the Ice Beam, and he does reveal to be Choice Scarf there, so it's really good information to know. But this thing is dropping 100%, and we actually only live on 6 HP, which makes now my Mew even more important, because if I don't get rid of rocks here, then I'm in a really, really bad situation. Getting rid of rocks now has become pretty much a priority here. But he goes out into Nittity, his regular Medicham, which I did not expect to be coming at all. And I'm going to go into my Mew here. This is my dedicated answer, quote-unquote, to his physical threats, including his Mega Medicham. And he's actually going to whip out the Fire Punch here. And that's interesting. I didn't expect that to be a move that would be coming, but it does. And he burns us, and I'm like, that's unfortunate, because I have Synchronized, and we burn his Medicham. This thing is basically useless now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this time to defog away my rocks. What should be coming in for him is his Heatran, I believe. So having his Heatran, forcing that thing to try to get up rocks, and basically his main goal out of this exchange should be for him to make sure that he has rocks up on his side of the field. And I kind of want to play that to my advantage, but he also can't let me get a free switch into my Darkrai, because if I do happen to get a free switch into my Darkrai, then that's the only reason I want my the rocks off my side of the field. So right now there's no rocks on my side of the field. I'm going to click Roost here, because I do have Drain Punch. I just want to wear this thing down to the point where I can make sure I kill with something else, like my Darkrai, like my Scolipede, like whatever else. But he's going for the Magma Storm, and he actually dodges, and we actually dodge the Magma Storm. That's another piece of hacks in our favor. I go for the Drain Punch here just to get back some recovery, just very few, and this is why I should have been Aura Sphere. I said in my team builder I should have been Aura Sphere and Ice Beam, but instead I am Drain Punch and Ice Punch, and he's going for the Magma Storm and miss again. So yes, I know Magma Storm is very inaccurate, but I do have to take into account it's really unlucky on my opponent's part. Drain Punch will come out one more time. We're going to do small chunks of damage every time, just get back a little bit of HP. It's kind of pointless. Thankfully we're burned and not poisoned, but still, like, oh my god. And he finally lands a Magma Storm here. It took him 3 tries, but he finally got it done, and that does a decent chunk of damage, and it also traps me in. So had I potentially gone into something else like my Darkrai on a turn that he missed, then we would have been in a really good spot. I could have just fired off a Z Focus Blast right there, but unfortunately he does land this hit, and I just have to Drain Punch some health back. And basically my plan is just make sure that rocks are not up on this field. I keep saying it, I'm going to say it until this exchange ends, and whatever happens, I need to end this exchange on top. So he right now doesn't have rocks up, and he Earth Powers here. And my play right now is to just go for the Roost, because if I don't and he sets up rocks this turn, then I will faint next turn. So I have to go for the Roost here. So that's what I do. I click the Roost here, and I'm assuming he's going to get up his Stealth Rocks. I think that's the best play that he has, just in case I decide to Drain Punch, because I still would have fainted with Burn and with Magma Storm. So he does get up his rocks here, and I have now a free turn to click the Defog, because I will live the Earth Power into the Magma Storm, into the Burn, into another Magma Storm, and so I'm taking a ton of extra damage here. So I'm just going to click Defog right now. get rid of those rocks. Hopefully he KOs me. Hopefully he goes for Magma Storm, actually. I think that'd be the best bet here. But he's actually just going to go for the Earth Power, and my Mew is now going to be taking serious damage. I'm hoping I faint here to the burn and to the Magma Storm. And you're going to see here, based on this Magma Storm damage, I actually don't. I live on, what, like... yeah, I live on 4 HP, so I really want that to KO me here, but it doesn't, and I'm just going to roost up again, because if he does want to Earth Power, I will faint this time, but if not, then I can make sure rocks get away, and he goes for the Earth Power here, and I should be fainting this turn if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no, I don't. I end up at a little bit more HP. I didn't know why I did. I thought I would... oh yeah, because I took an extra turn of damage from the Magma Storm before. So I'm now going to actually just roost off one more time, because again, he should be going for the Stealth Rocks here, but he doesn't. So rocks are off of my side of the field for now, which is excellent. I'm going to go for the Roost here as the Mega Absol comes in. Now, this is again why I should have been Aura Sphere over the Drain Punch, because Aura Sphere would have done so much more damage than Drain Punch does, and we're not even guaranteed to live a knockoff here. We do have the Culprit Berry to live a potential knockoff, and we're not guaranteed based on our range, and it kind of sucks I have to run a lot of speed on my Mew this week, but it is what it is. So he's going to go into his Absol Mega Evolve, and he's going to fire off that knockoff. We're going to eat our Culprit Berry, and let's see if we can actually live this hit, because getting damage off on the Absol is important. Yes, we lived the hit, thankfully. Just a sliver. Mew is just refusing to die here, and Drain Punch comes out and does a decent chunk of damage. If we were not burned, it would have done a lot more, but Aura Sphere would have been really cool too. Either way, we get out of range of burn, and he now has to whip out a second knockoff to take us out. So this sounds like this is where I wish I had backing move as well, but what are you going to do? So he goes to the knockoff one more time, and he KOs us, and now Mew has done his job. It's ended the exchange with us being out of range of no Stealth Rocks up. Now basically, here's what I did. After this exchange, I knew I wanted to do one thing. I want to get this Absol out and get my Scolipede in, because just because my Scolipede doesn't have rocks up, it still can die to the knockoff, and I can't have that happen. So I go to my Kyurem here, knowing that he's afraid of it being scarfed, and I'm going to pull a double and go into my Scolipede here, predicting the incoming Heatran. So he's going to switch out now, and hoping he does go to Heatran. Thankfully, he does. Hephaestus comes in, and this thing is definitely in range of an Earthquake, especially since there is no terrain. So I go into AJ, my Scolipede, and he now basically has to make a decision. Do I want to sack this thing off? Do I want to get rocks up? And he has to kind of decide. He has to think, if he is Shuckleberry, he has to kind of guess if he's going to live this Earthquake. And he is Shuckleberry, and we're going to see here that Earthquake is going to do a ton of damage, and hopefully it takes him out, because I can't have my Scolipede go down. It is my win con this week, and thankfully, oh my god, it actually faints. I didn't think it was going to go down for a second, and thankfully it did, just because it's such a huge threat to my team. There's no rocks up, which means my Darkrai is now a free sack, or if I can kind of get it in on a switch, let's say my Scolipede dies, my Kyurem dies, I can actually send this in and be in a great spot. But anyways, right here he sends in his Rotom, and I'm just going to switch out into my Kyurem here, predicting the incoming Will-O-Wisp. Really hoping that he goes to the Will-O-Wisp and not the Volt Switch. If he does, then that's excellent, because I can set up a sub on this thing for free, and I can pressure whatever he wants to send out, and amazingly he does. So my prediction here right now is on point. Even though we have gone extremely lucky so far this game, we are still not out of the woods yet, and my opponent is actually still in the driver's seat, because he has the ability to burn my my Scolipede, and I actually can't 2KO him. Actually, no, I can't 2KO him with +2 oh my god, Poison Jab, but it's not I can't 2KO him with these burned. So in comes the Volt Switch here. It's not going to break our sub, which is excellent, and he's going to be able to go into either his Medicham or his Absol. If he goes into his Absol, that dies, but he goes into his Medicham here, and this is really good because I can now fire off an Ice Beam here. I also kind of figure out if he's Scarfed or not. If he is Scarfed, then he'll outspeed us. If not, then obviously we'll outspeed him. So it's really good knowledge for us to have. So I'm going to fire off the Ice Beam here, and you're going to see that he actually outspeeds us. So this guarantees that he has 100% Choice Scarf, and he lands the high jump kick, and this is good. So my play right now is I go for the Ice Beam here, I chip him down, and based on how much this does, I make my next play. And we're going to see here, this brings him down pretty low, and I actually can't live a what is it called, a high jump kick from this range, even though he is burned. It's just Medicham is so strong. So I'm going to switch out now, and I go into my Scolipede, and this should do at most like 10-15% at the very most. So I go into my Scolipede here, and Scolipede again has a really good time against the rest of his team. If I get to +2, I'm at a great, or sorry, I go into my Darkrai actually to sack it off, because there's I want to get into my Scolipede. That's what I was trying to say. I want to get into my Scolipede. My bad, I forgot. So now I'm going to go into my Scolipede as he lives the burn hit, thankfully, and I can actually set up a free Swords Dance. So my play right here, go for the Swords Dance. I'm going to fire off that Swords Dance, get to +2, and my play right now is just hope I poison the Rotom. If I don't, then I pretty much lose if I get burnt or if I get Volt Switched on, so I gotta be very careful here. So Swords Dance comes out, we get to +2, and he's going to faint to the oh my god, to the burn here. So we're going to be in a really good spot as this Metachamp drops. And he only has his Rotom, which is at like 75%, and his Mega Absol, that's at like 60% left. So in comes the Rotom. I'm at +2. I'm going to fire off a +2 Poison Jab here, and we're going to see how much this does. Hopefully we can Poison to guarantee us the win. But you're going to see here, we don't pick up the Poison. He lowest, but he misses. And that, guys, is like the final nail in the coffin. There's now no way that he can win this game anymore. Had he burned me there, there's a chance he could have actually survived the next Poison Jab. It would have been pretty likely that he did, but there's a chance we could have KO'd at the same time. So Poison Jab would have been, yeah, I don't know. But if I'd, honestly, if I had gotten that, if I had gotten burned there, I probably would have stayed in and clicked Poison Jab until I KO'd this thing and then gone to my Kyurem. And based on his moveset that this Absol had and the amount of bulk that I had on my Kyurem, I actually could have lived a knockoff from him. So we would have been fine there, and I think that would have been my play there. I don't think he had the Pain Split there. Even if he had the Pain Split, he wouldn't have gained back too much HP. But in comes Castiel here, and we're now out of range of Sucker Punch completely. And Scolipede, AJ, our mid-season addition, is actually going to go in here, picking up 3 kills for us, and the 3-0 sweep towards the end, and helping us pick up a 2-0 win and securing playoffs. We did not deserve to win this game. No chance. We did not deserve to win this game. We did not play well. We did not prep well. I actually did no mocks with this. I kind of lost my team beforehand, but that's still no excuse. Paper played better. It's just that simple. But we ended up winning this game, and that's kind of what happens with Mons sometimes. Sometimes you win and you deserve. Other times you win and you don't deserve it. And other times you lose when you deserve to win. Honestly, I feel bad because Paper is a really good guy, and I understand he'd be very salty about this. I would be salty about this, but yeah. So, anyways, just GG, man. Again, I'm sorry. For those of you guys who are still watching, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this Hacks Fest. Probably one of the Hacksiest battles I've been a part of. Been a few of them in the ICBA so far this season, most notably week 1 and this week. But yeah, guys, again, if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like on the video, and of course subscribe to the channel. If you guys will like the content, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell next to my name. The bell is important, guys. People want to know when their content creators upload. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I will. Well, oh my, I'm so bad at outros now. What is going on? I'm just gonna end the video off right here, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time.